Well, hello, good evening. Welcome to yet another stream. It is time for Farthest Frontier. It has been a while, so it's good to revisit this, I guess. One of the things I know they really added is to not be able to not grid build, which should be interesting. So we'll see how that is. And we're going to start up a brand new settlement. We're going to make sure that we have some raiders. Not too many, hopefully, but we need some raiders. I mean, it's part of the game, so we need to try that out. Of course, you can play this in passive mode if you want to, which is also a nice addition. I like that they give you at least the option to do that. But before we get started, hello Roadhog, hello Kevin, welcome in. Everybody else that might be watching, welcome, welcome. How are you all doing today? Hope you're all having a nice day. 28 degrees at Kev's place. Ouch, that's warm, that's warm. I'm not a big fan of that. It was like 21 today here, I think, which was pretty good. Tomorrow like 23, but I believe somewhere next week it should be getting warmer and warmer again. Hopefully not like the 37 of last week, but we'll see. It's summer and we'll have to deal with it. Hey Cooper, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing? And well, let's get started. So we're going to load up a brand new settlement. We'll do the Trailblazer start. Of course, we have to come up with a name for our town. So if you have any suggestions, make sure you come in with those right now. Because right now, we have the time to change the name. I am going to pick one of the maps. We're not going to go with the easiest one. Maybe the lowland lakes or the plains can be interesting. I think we could go with the lowland lakes. That's at least sounds like there's water. And, well, what does it say? An ideal setting of dense forest, lush meadows, and lakes teeming with fish. Most, if not all, resources are available, and the earth is fertile. So, yeah, it's good. We could start there. And then if we want to check the advanced settings, we can see the resources. Well, we'll start with 12 villagers and 5 months of food. If we do it easier, we start with 12 villagers and 23 months of food, which is quite a bit easier. We start with 5 weapons, 3 bows, and 100 arrows. Wildlife, well, everything is average, 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 rare. So, you know, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. And we're going to get the raiders not on too hard, because I don't like that. I mean, we will have raiders, but just not too many. We do a large map. And other than that, we just have to come up with a name. Now, it is kind of a survival game. So it could be something with that. Or, I don't know. What should we do? Any suggestions, people? What could we do for a name? Yep, Kev, we're all good here. Thanks so much for asking. How are you doing? All is fine here. Looking out for another weekend. Tomorrow the Tour de France will start, which is always nice. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, if you all have no suggestions, then I guess I have to come up with a name. What should be the name of the town? Let's see, what could we do that is actually nice? Hawkville, that's a good one. There we go. And since Roadhog uses 2 G's, we'll do Hogville with 2 G's. Okay, there we go. All is set. Off we go. There's a little clip. Enjoy.
Life can be harsh everywhere. But in the old world, there was no hope of it ever improving. When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding it for the crown. The nobles hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders pillaged the outskirts of the city. And so, some of us decided that it was time to leave, that we'd rather take our chances in the wilderness, seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along the way. This wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start as the masters of our own destiny.
And there we go. That's the founding of Hogville. Must be a lot of beer flowing in that town. But I think we're not there yet. Hello, Julie. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do with this little town. But Hogville, I don't know what to expect from this. Hope at least everybody wears some decent clothing. I mean, don't know if you watched some of the latest Farming with Friends, but I saw what Rodok was wearing there. Hey, Steven, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you today? All right, game's loading up. We're almost there. It's taking a bit longer than usual. Come on. There we go. You're just in time for my dinner as usual. Ooh, nice. What's for dinner? Alright, we finished scouting the surrounding area. Survey the land your villagers have explored and choose a promising site to construct your town center. It's important to choose a location that's near the resources you'll need to build a successful settlement. Things like clay, iron ore, and potential food sources. Okay. Well, this is... we cannot zoom out any further, which is a bit sad. We can also not tilt the camera, so we'll just have to move around. But you can see right here, there's water... and this is the edge. Now, there will be stuff here, and you can see, if I hover over it, you can see that there is stuff there. But the villagers haven't scouted that, so we cannot start there. But out here, we do see water. We do see fishing spots. I see some herbs and some reeds and all. There's lots of trees to be chopped down. There's infinite gold here, which is nice. We do need to get quite far into the game before we can reach that, but that's interesting. It's actually a good patch of water. There's some clay here. There's a few animals here, not too many. There's a few out here. More water up here. It's not the easiest map, I can already tell. Oh, what's that? That's a wolf den, where we have to take soldiers to actually get rid of the wolves. Okay, here's another wolf's den. Ouch. Gonna get a lot of trouble there. So, there is some nice stuff out and about. I'm also looking for some nice flat lands, but... not a lot of flat land to build on, which will not make this game very easy. Actually, I'm quite sad about that, but we'll have to deal with it. So I guess we'll start right here somewhere and build something of a mountainous village. At least we have some resources around. There's wolves there, though, so we have to be careful all the way up there. There's not a lot of food around. But, well, it'll have to do. Let's just get started, you know. The only way to get started is to get started. Nothing fancy, just pasta and chickens and such like. Well, you know, as long as it's a nice dinner, it's a nice dinner. I wasn't asking for a fancy dinner. I was just asking what was for dinner. And apparently, something nice is for dinner. So, you know, enjoy it. Alright, we're going to have to tell our villagers to do some harvesting. So now we've told them that they can harvest anything in this area, which is mostly trees. Probably want to get some stones too, but we'll have to see. Do we have altered the fighting attacks? Yeah, I've altered the attacks to minimum. So when we started out, I don't think we can see that out here now. See, we cannot see that anymore. But there's 3 options: minimum, normal, and hard. And I only did the rate to a little bit lower than usual. That's all that we did. Because I don't want to get attacked every few years. I just also want some sort of peaceful idea. Now, of course, this is the scouted area that we have with the town hall. So we don't even see the water yet, but we can send out people if we want to really scout that. But I think the most important part right now is to make sure that we get some food and all going. Let's see, a forager. Not a lot of stuff around, though. This map is not loaded with resources. These are berries, which is okay, but not the best. Looks like this area actually has the most, with some walnuts and some other fruits or whatever. So we'll probably start to build here for now. We might move them later, but yeah, let's get going with one. Clearing the area for the town halls first, and then we'll get to that. Now it looks like, am I correct? Yeah, it's set to grid build, but if we move another button, you can see that it gets off the grid build, and we can actually build for free, which is interesting. The only thing is, we are now in the free mode, but as soon as you start to build a road, you can see the road still snaps to the grid, kind of. So it will just use the grid. So, you know, if we put it off, you can see it takes the same snapping areas as if you put on the grid mode. So for the roads, it doesn't really work to do it fully off grid, which is a bit, I don't know, it doesn't make it easy to make a nice town and have your houses on roads and all, since the road still basically uses the grid. So, but we'll see. It's not the easiest starting position, but we're gonna get to it and we'll get used to it, and we'll do our best. At least they're building the town hall now with a little bit of the stuff that we got. Ooh, wow, that was a big lightning. And then they should get the forage shack up. Probably gonna need another one soon in order to, you know what? We need this guy to do some recon.
Okay, then.
I want to get to the water.
Okay, then.
Oh, sounds like a girl. Apparently I picked a girl.
What needs doing?
Yep, alright. I would swear this looks like a guy, but apparently it's a girl. Okay. And here we go. And now we can see what's out here and get to the water. There's some nice deer here. And this means the 3 green bars means that there's a lot of deer, actually. So that's really good.
Done.
That means we can get a hunter out here for some extra food. So let's build a hunter somewhere here. That was the wrong button. Why isn't the rotation working? Come on. Okay, let's place the hunter there. Alright, we found the water. There's a good fishing spot here. So we might also go for a fishing spot straight away. And then at some point we can also get the smokehouse. And with that we can really start to preserve food as well. So that'll be important. 9 fishing spots, fishing productivity 160%. Yeah, that should do. Alright. Of course, have to take a look at the chat. Heard there was a big update last week or so. User interface looks different. Yeah, it looks a bit different. They did some updates. There's also a DLC out already. It introduces cats and dogs and another animal that will eat your crops. And you get a dog house and a cat house. And that cost you €7. So I did not bother buying €7 for a cat and a dog in this game. I don't know. That feels really like a waste of money. So I didn't get that DLC, but that DLC is also there if you're interested in it. But they've been working on the game, and yeah, some things got improved and all. So we'll see. We also have hopefully a lot more weaponry and all. Apparently I already got some of the achievements unlocked, of course, because we have played this before. We'll see. Alright, we got some infinite deposits, which is nice, but that's for later, not for right now. Here we have some blueberries. That's nice. Should be able to move those to a foraging shack at some point once they start to really blossom, which can be helpful, because then they don't have to walk so far anymore. What's this? Ah, this needs firewood. Guess we need to start to build a little bit of a layout for the town. I'm going to activate the grid for a little bit. Because apparently, or not apparently, I prefer to use the grid for a little bit when building up the first pieces of the town. Later on we can get rid of the grid. It's already hard enough to properly build up your town. So I can use the grid with that a little bit. I have this game, but I haven't really done a deep dive into it yet, as all the streamers I watch keep putting me off. Keep putting you off on, like, this is not a good game, or keep putting you off on, you know, being busy with watching them and playing other games. Hey, the Saf Simmer, how are you doing? Hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling better, thank you very much. Headache from last time is gone, at least for now. So, Who knows? Maybe this game will give me a headache later on. But for now, I'm all good. Thanks. Picking on girls is not nice. And yes, my mom also looked like a guy. Just the complexity of the game mechanics. Ah, okay. Interesting. It is a bit of a game. You need a bit of time to get into it, I guess. But I never really think I've viewed it as being that complex. So that's interesting. I like the... yeah, I think it can be. It does involve a bit of planning, which is hard when a lot of buildings are not unlocked yet. So that makes it a bit tough to sometimes plan out your village. So there will be some moving of buildings every now and then. And some buttons are a bit hard. So right now I would rotate this building with R and just get it rotated. But you have to use tab for it because R opens this settlement items menu. So you'll probably see me open that a few times by accident because I just missed the wrong button. Some of the interface is not really feeling intuitive, which could also say a lot about my bad feeling for intuitivity and whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. Food production. We're going to need a lot more food. We have only food for 4 months. So I'm going to get another one of these shacks. Trying to get as much food in as we can. We only have 12 people, so... need to make do with it, and also have to start getting some houses to go, but we're not even tearing this forest down with all the building that we're doing, so one step at a time. Farming puts me off a lot. Ah, yeah, I got that in the beginning, but I kind of understand the farming a bit now. Maybe I can help you out during the series. And, you know, if you have questions or whatever, always feel free to ask them. I'll see what I can do. I do know a little bit of the game, so I can help you out a little bit. Probably not as good as many of the other streamers. Some are really good at this. But I'll do my best. So, you know, just let me know if you have a certain question. What do you think your first major trade would be? Ooh, my first major trade. Usually it'll either be a few weapons. Because we have to, you know, defend ourselves from the raiders. And right now all we have is 4 swords and a few bows. But... I don't really usually think about the trading too much in a sense of buying and selling a lot of products. Usually I just... you need animals to buy them from the trader. So that's usually one that you get from the trader. But other than that, there's no real big things you really need to get or otherwise. So, I don't know. One thing we do need is water. As you all know. So I might as well plan out a well to give my villagers a bit of water. Now, one of the things with grid building games is usually that in order to get the creators to make a grid building game, they also come up with these zones with buildings. So if we're going to build a well here, then that will mean that it will only work in a certain area, and usually they make those ridiculously small. So we have to make sure that we build buildings in a certain order so that they will influence each other and all, which always makes for the same looking towns, because, you know, everybody needs those buildings in there. But it is what it is. We'll have to just deal with it. Let's go to speed 2, by the way. We can use a little bit more speed. Still don't understand why city builders always have to make sure that zoning and all is always so small, and but it is what it is. Wood in the morning. Can't believe YouTube allowed your wood pun but censored mine the other day. Yeah, well, there's no say in what YouTube does and doesn't do, so... Did you just become British? Nope, I didn't. Any reason you turned super British when you said "wah"? Is that another weird word? Yeah, well, somebody told me that where they come from, when you have water, they say "wah." So now I sometimes say water, which is water, or water, or whatever. You know? Water. I just try stuff. I don't know. I can also talk with a very big Dutch accent in English. But I don't know why, so I don't know. German. It's just me. Just having fun. That's the whole idea of this. Alright, we're chopping some trees and now hopefully we'll build some houses so that people can stop complaining that they don't have a house. Don't know what that fuzz is about. Who needs a house if you live in a video game? But okay, they want a house. Clearly I still have a lot to learn. Ah, Rodog's the master, so he can teach you. A lot of British dialects do that, yes. The doubled just becomes a silent stop. Give us more British. I'm not so good at British, I think. I don't know how... What will be proper British? Do I have to talk a bit like this, Dad? Ooh, we got 4 months of food, so some is spoiling, some has been eating. I was going to say we had 6 months of food, but by the time I was almost getting it out of my mouth, it jumped to 4, so people have been eating. But we should be getting some food in now. See, this actually produced a little bit of mushrooms already. That's nice. I'd love to hear you try the Geordie, my accent. That cracked me up. I don't know about that accent, so you have to learn me first and then I can try it.
Yes?
I'm not so good with accents and all though, so... How do you make a waterbed more bouncy? You use spring water. Oh, Cooper. I spent a little time living in the south of England area, so I can put on a post-British accent decently well. Ah, a posh British accent. I don't know. YouTube keeps giving me ads about a tiny bike race coming up. Well, guess they want you to compete, Kev. Didn't know you had a tiny bike. Right, another house is up. That means that we now at least have room for everybody to live. But we do need more houses in order to get some immigrants in and all. So we'll have to expand our housing. But I first want to make sure that we can survive the winter later on. And right now we have food for only 3 months. And 5 months. And 3 months is about to spoil in the next 12 months. So we might have to improve that first. Now, we did get the fishing shack, which is good. He's fishing out here, by the looks of it. Yep,
yes.
She is fishing. Rosara is doing some fishing. That's nice. But now we also need a smokehouse to actually smoke all the stuff that they are creating, so that it will stay good for longer. The problem with the smokehouse is that it needs firewood again. And where should we build it? Should I just put it in? More people... wish to join your settlement. Nice. More people await word to join your settlement. Amass a 4-month supply of food and 6 houses. Maintaining significant food stocks will help attract more people to your town. Okay, good. I think we should get the smokehouse in town here. Get it built. And then we should probably also get a root cellar. Because this will store edible foods and it will keep them good for longer. Now you can see we cannot build in this pit because the slope is too steep, the game says, and this is not so steep. So we might just try. I believe there is an editing tool, flatten the terrain. So we could try to flatten this terrain a little bit. It will cost 100 work, so they will be busy for it a bit. But then we might be able to build in here because this is just very hilly terrain. So we'll have to do some flattening here and there. We are accumulating firewood though, so that's the good news. Hope to keep that up. To learn your soul Geordie, you'd best off watching YouTube channels. Typing it out doesn't make sense. Well, you know, you can always just join in a, I don't know, farming simulator stream or whatever, and then you can teach us all. I'm here but lurking while I take my meds before breakfast. We'll be in chat talking shortly. Take your time, Laura. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all good. Take your time. We'll be here for a while. I gave up watching cycling when the goat gave up, Lance Armstrong. Well, we have a new goat now, so you know you can watch again. I live in England and I can barely converse with some of them. Well, that probably goes for any country. Like, there's people in the Netherlands I can hardly understand when they talk. And not because they're drunk, but just because they seem to be talking a different language. Like people in Friesland and stuff. So it can be tough. So I guess every country has areas where you don't understand people. It just is what it is. I believe there's a big country on the other side of the ocean that claim to be talking English, but if you ask a British guy about their English, they'll say that's not English. So. What was wrong with good old hieroglyphics? At least you knew a bird was a bird and Anubis was a great Stargate baddie. True, true. He got his ass kicked though, so... in the end, he wasn't so bad anymore. We were building a... ah, here it is. See, this just needs to be built, and then we have another food supply. We have food for 6 months now, but it's also all getting closer and closer to spoil. So they are actually doing work on the rocks here, though, so that we can finish this building here, because we need some stones. And they did flatten this land. So by the look... see, now we can build out here. And we can build this nice storage. And the root cellar will really help to preserve your food for a bit longer. So it will actually stay good for quite a bit longer, I believe. Don't know if it will show us how much more. It at least reduces the rate of spoilage. So that's the good news. There's 6 stones in there. We're going to need more though, so I also need to harvest this stone and that stone to make sure that we get... we have generated a knowledge point, and one of the things of this game is that there's an elaborate knowledge tree divided in different ages, age 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see it starts out here. We can go for some wood lore, so +2 more resources gathered per forage resource. We can get sustainable farming, we can get iron shares, we can get taxation going. No, I don't want to piss off Rodok straight away, so we're not going to tax the crap out of the town. Reduces the chance and spread of cholera, dysentery, and typhoid. Plus 20% base knowledge generation. Now, this is what we're going to go for, because this will speed up knowledge creation. So, you know, since we're going to have to unlock everything anyways, if you speed it up, that's all the better. So, there we go. This is true. Those on the other side of the pond didn't speak proper English. In Sweden, it is the southern we do not understand. They are spare Danish, and we talk with a potato in the throat. The Scottish get me. Oopsie. It certainly had some advantages as a writing system, but also some disadvantages, I think. Yeah, well, that's with everything. Most things have an advantage and a disadvantage. I struggle to understand even southern Swedes as a Dane. Bros have full-on convos and then look at you when they want an answer. As if we know what they said. Yep. That's with the Scots. Ooh, we have 9 months of food now. So it's starting to pick up. But it's already autumn. And in the winter, most of the foraging shack resources will not be available. And we have to be a little bit careful because there's a wolf den out here. So see, there's 2 wolves already running around. They can attack you and they can easily kill villagers. So that's a problem. And probably only do some fishing while winter is there. So hopefully we can keep our mouths feeded in the town. Should be quite okay though, but I think it's more important at the moment soon that we get extra houses up so that we get some extra villagers. Because the 12 that we have right now are not going to be able to do all the jobs. So, you know, getting a few extra hands in town. Slope too steep again. Oh boy. Some American accents are closer to the English they spoke in England and Shakespeare's time than the English spoken in England today. Oh, probably. There's more areas in the States that still live like it's 200 years ago, so they probably talk like that too. Geen lol maken over de manier waarop we jou praten. No, Rodok. I wouldn't make fun of it, at least not out loud. Okay, Simmer, we'll see you soon. We are out of wood. Now, that's a problem. I don't know what they're all doing. But they have to make sure, start chopping some wood. Probably doing the stones first for the cellar, which is good. That means that some of this food will stay good for longer. We have some fish. Now, we can also see right now that we do have... Well, now we can't see it anymore. Do we see it out here? No. But we do have... should probably get into this screen. Yep. This is smoked meat and smoked fish. And that will stay good for a lot longer than fresh fish and fresh meat. So the smokehouse is doing its job. What it's supposed to do. It just needs a lot of firewood. But as you can see, the smokehouse dries and cures meat and fish. Greatly extending how long these foods keep before they spoil. So these will spoil a lot slower than the regular foods, which is very helpful to get. There are caves in Missouri that store 1.4 billion pounds of government-owned cheese, located deep in the Ozark Mountains in limestone-converted mines. The caves kept at a perfect 36 degrees. Game of Mama fact. Nice, nice. So, do they guard the cheese, or can I go there and take some? As a Dane who's taken linguistics courses at uni, I actually understand why Danish is as effed up a language as it is. Oh boy. Actually, the Scandinavian languages and the Dutch language sometimes really look a bit alike. So when you hear like Norwegian or Danish or whatever, sometimes it's almost sounding a bit like Dutch. So. You can probably take it, but they won't be too happy if they catch you. Well, you know, guess it would be payback time for all the times in the world in history that we haven't been happy with the Americans. So, you know, I'm gonna get the cheese. Wifey's giggles in the background are cute. Don't encourage her too much. Hey, Gamer Mama, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing? Eating it on site is an option. That's true, but you know, if they actually have some really good cheese out there, I want to take it home and eat it at home too. I can understand most of what a Dane says, but what I never will learn how you count, for example. How you say 25, that's just confusing. Ah. But Danish and Dutch have been heavily influenced by the German, so we have that in common. Yeah, we're all, I guess, all sort of family languages. Ooh, we got 3 new villagers in with migration, and a new villager was born. Of course, newborn kids don't really do anything for the town yet. We'll have to wait until they actually come of an age that they can be productive. But until then, we have to feed them, so not too happy with too many kids in the town right now. But it's nice that we got some immigrants in. That means extra workers that can help out around town, which is good. Why not encourage giggles? Always encourage giggles. I do encourage giggles, but they can be in another room, you know, so I don't have to hear them all the time. And the more you encourage her to giggle around the streams, the more she will hang around the streams, you know. And I also want some me time while streaming, so...
I love you.
Yeah, that's not gonna get you there. Okay, we can build another house. That will be the 6 houses. We have the food accumulated, so we might be able to get these people in then. Hope we still have room for them, but a few extra hands will be nice. We still have good firewood, so that's good. Yep, people, don't forget, next Sunday it will be Farming with Friends again. Going to work hard on our farm. We have already accomplished so much, and we actually had some money to spare, if I'm correct, so... You better join the stream early before all is spent already. Behave. I'm behaving. What am I doing? Don't get started on the counting system. Few Danes understand why and how we call the numbers. We just do it. Ah. But giggles are cute to listen to. Well, maybe she can make an ASMR video with her giggles, and then you can listen to that for hours and maybe fall asleep to it or whatever. I don't know. You can always ask her. Every now and then she does a stream, so you know what? Whenever she does another stream, you can make her giggle all the time, and then you can really enjoy it. I have to probably really start begging about her doing a stream. Hey, Vladimir, welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, that's not nice. You should let wifey spend time with you. I do, just not when I'm streaming. You know, then there's a whole audience watching, so then I'm not spending the time with her. I do that after the stream. She married you, I hope. Yes, she did. When is wifey going to stream again? I don't know. We should ask her. That sounds too tempting. You know, can always ask. Yeah, that's probably right, Kev. That's I don't know if that's gonna get her into streaming again, but you're right. Wifey is great at Ostriv. Nothing ever goes wrong. No starving animals. Honest. 7 people have arrived at your village. They have plans to immigrate. Will you accept them into your village or turn them away? Well, we'll accept them. Those are those people that we wanted. Now, we still have 1 more space for a house. So, that's good. We're going to leave that. The thing with the housing is, right now, if you have a housing space, they will start to reproduce. If you don't have housing space, they should stop reproducing. So, especially if you have a very small town, you can see right now we have 1 senior, 14 adults, 7 adolescents and 1 infant. Let's say we were to build a ton of houses right now. It will just mean that these people get a ton of kids. And we have to feed the kids while they don't contribute anything to your town yet. So in this game it can be wise to really plan your growth and not just start spamming out houses. Because you need to consider that you have to feed every single villager. Also the kids that don't produce you anything. So I always tend to not grow too quickly in order to keep up with production and not get too many kids. But I'd rather have some extra adults that can of course help out in the town. Alright, we have another knowledge point generated. Let's take a look. We did the one for the natural philosophy, extra knowledge gain. That was the cholera. This is 15% health for stockyards, storehouses. Well, health is interesting being you get attacked. Militia. 2 armor for villagers and 20 damage. That could be interesting. Viewing distance for lookout towers. Less work to produce shoes. Stone mines. Well, we need 2 points for these. This one we can do. Plus 10% tree felling speed. Oh, that could be nice. This is also a nice one. Plus 2 more resources gathered for foraging source. Per foraging source. Now, food will be an issue in the beginning, so I'm going to go with this one. That means that we can get a few extra pieces of food out of each single foraging source. And especially in the beginning, that can be quite powerful. I believe you, Kevin. Millions wouldn't. In half an hour it will be blackmailing time. Ooh, that sounds like you're getting enthusiastic for it, Vladimir. But it's almost holiday time in the Netherlands, the summer break. For a little one, but also for wifey. So, you know what, maybe we can get her to do some streaming then when she has the summer holiday. So, you know, if you all start to cheer it out and I can maybe tempt her to do it. Bustling market would help generate gold and attract new settlers to our growing town. Market stocks houses and generates gold based on the number of houses in their work area. See, there we go. The market has a work area that we have to work in. What do we need? We need a saw pit and a storehouse. Well, we don't have a storehouse and we don't have a saw pit yet. So let's build a storehouse to make sure that we store some goods. That also leaves a little bit of room for another one of those cellars if we need them. So that's good. We do need some extra wood as well. Oh, there did it go, a tree. Well, we grow ever so nice and slow. I think that's good. A lot of change in the game since I last played it. Depends. When did you last play it? I tried to force feed my child. After a while, my wife said, just use a spoon. You're not a Jedi. Well, you didn't use your superpowers properly then. Of course, we're still using the grid. Later on, I will also start to do some off-grid building. Although this one is already a bit off-grid. But especially since we're going to build buildings that have a certain radius to them. Like this one has a certain radius. You can already see by the glowing green buildings. Those are in the radius. If we go too far, they will get out of its radius. That might be a tough one. So, although their radius is actually pretty big. Maybe they changed the radiuses a bit. But yeah, there will be some nice off-grid building as well later on. 3 new migrants and a villager born. Yay! That's good. I have to build a graveyard soon, though. Because I know people will start dying at some point. And we also need a saw pit for the market to get the market going. That means... Ooh, what's this? A storage depot. A storage locker used to store all items. Okay, this is a new building. I haven't seen this one before. Storage depot. So this can store everything as far as I know already. Used to store all items. This will only store building materials. This will also store... Oh, but this one is cheaper. So I guess this can go close to industry areas where you only have a few people living and some work. And then they can store some stuff. That can be handy. Let's take a look at the saw pit to get some... Oops, I had to press tab and not that button. To get some wood going. It can go in this area, that's okay. So let's build it out here. Probably have to do some more flattening of land soon. Maybe a year ago. Ah, yeah, then it changed quite a bit, I guess. I'm officially present in chat now. Hey, Laura, good to see you. Love the interesting topics chat went through as I was lurking. And hi to wifey in the background. She says hi. Get a shifting tribe together. I have 2 news. 1 good, 1 bad. Bad one, we have only shit left to eat. Good one, there's a lot of shit. Okay. Have you got a well? Yes, we have a well out here. 1 for now. Can supply these villagers with water, otherwise they'll get angry. You can also clearly see here what you need to get to the upgrade requirements of a certain house. Because you can upgrade houses. This is a shelter. We can later get better housing. We do need a tier 2 town center. We need a well. Well, they have that. They need desirability to be above 30. Well, for that we need decorations and all that stuff. And also like a market and a doctor and all. We need to give them 2 different types of food. And they need access to herbs. The upgrade cost will be 5 wooden planks and 2 logs. And what do you get out of it? You get additional housing capacity. So instead of 4 people, they can have like 5 or 6 or 7. A larger happiness bonus from the desirability. So the higher the desirability, the more happy that they get, which is good. We get additional income and we get additional durability. Now we can also see what they are producing. And right now they're not producing a lot. But as you can see here, they are producing waste. And we need to take care of waste. Otherwise we will get some very unhappy villagers. The good thing with waste is that we can actually put it to use at some point in our farms. So if we build a compost yard and get it going, you can clearly see the red area, which is undesirable. But if we get this going and it starts to pick up a lot of the waste from the town, it will turn it into compost and we can use that to fertilize our fields, which is something that we can really use. But yeah, if you haven't played this for a year, Gamer Mom, it might be worth giving it a go again. It's nice. Let's build another house so that we can keep growing ever so slow. We have food for 8 months now, but the late spring, so spring has started, meaning some of these buildings will now get back to work. This one is completely full, actually. So let's check our labor force. We have 16 laborers now, so they should be able to pick up all that food and store it. But as long as this one is full, they will not really do anything with it. So might be wise to build a road here so that they can go travel there a bit faster. That can help out. Fishing spot's doing good. Produced 185 fish last year. But I really wish they would empty this out now so that they can keep producing. How's this one doing? Well, it did produce good numbers of food last year. Welcome back, Simmer. I think he did earlier when he was being British. Probably, yeah. Downloading while watching you. Ah, nice, nice, nice. Well, hope you have lots of fun with it. Did we get... we have the saw pit now. So we're making some planks. We have a few planks. Can we now build the market? Yes. The market will start to earn us some coin at some point. You can see the area in which the market is working, which is relatively small, but it is what it is. There will be some other buildings that we're going to build in these areas as well. So have to see how we can do. But let's build the market out here. It will take a while because it needs 50 planks and we don't have 50 planks yet. But we'll get there. This also requires 3 planks and I want the compost yard up first. The more waste is in people's houses, the higher the chance that they might get a disease. So you do want to get the waste out. It's nice. That's your experience. I disagree. Mine has been nothing but toothache and headache and migraine combined. True, I always speak out of my own experiences, of course, because I cannot talk anything about your experiences. But in my experience, this game is nice. And if you disagree with that, well, that is your right. And if you don't like it, you should definitely not play it. But if you're into city builders and, you know, at some point there might be just a few things that if you... acquaint yourself with that a little bit more, or you understand the game a little bit better or whatever, that you might actually start to enjoy it. Who knows? Right, there's the compost yard. Now, it will automatically make compost, and you can also tell it which field it should go to. The field with the lowest fertility and smallest field, the lowest fertility, the largest field, the highest fertility. So you can give it options to which field it should actually start to fertilize. Now, we don't have a farm field yet. We'll build a farm field soon. But those are options that you have. But we cannot make it work because we don't have any money to have it running. That's where the market comes in. As soon as we have the market, we should start making a little bit of money. And that money can get us a long way into getting some stuff going. Also, earn gold to get weapons later on and stuff like that. There is a cats and dogs DLC. Yeah, there is a cats and dogs DLC. It adds cats and dogs to your town. You can also build dog houses and cat houses. And it will add some extra rodents that will eat your crops. The cats can take care of rats in your storages a bit. So you probably don't have to build the rat catcher. But I'm not going to pay €7, I believe it is, for some cats and dogs in my town. I think it should hold quite a bit more for me to actually pay €7. I don't remember what the base game cost, but I think I paid... I got it? I don't think I got this game, so I probably paid like, I don't know, 15-20 euros for this. And then paying €7 for a few cats and dogs, that's just not the money that I want to spend on it. I mean, I got a cool full game for like 20, and then I have to pay almost a third of that, or actually a third of that, and I only get some cats and dogs. That's not what I'm going to do. I recently played the Corsair Cove demo. Brilliant game. Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's quite hard, actually, if you want to find some really nice ways to build your town and do it a bit of efficient. So it's a bit of a puzzle, but it's fun. It's fun. There's some work to it, but it's fun. Fertility loss from planted crops, minus 25%. That's nice. 15% speed of farmer fieldwork. That's also nice. 30% fish replenishment. There's a lot of nice stuff out here. Plus 0.20 text generated. Tree felling speed. Minus 10% work to produce firewood, pottery, linen, and soap. Oh. There's a lot of cool upgrades. I'm going to go with the farmer fieldwork upgrade, and then we will start to build a farm field soon. Let's go to food production and then build a farm field. Now you can immediately see the fertility. This is a very unfertile ground. It's 30%. We actually build on the fertile land here. Could well be that there isn't a lot of fertile land on this area, and indeed that is the case, but there is some out here. The fertility factor is pretty good here. I've built a road here. Now, one thing to keep in mind with farms is that there will be animals coming in to eat your crops. So, need to be aware of that. And another thing is that you will get a certain amount of workers on a field, and they will create a certain yield. So if you like to take a look at the screen now, you will see that this farm requires 2 workers, and it will yield somewhere between 150 to 368 crops. Which means that you get about 180 crops per worker. If we make the field bigger and we go all the way up to this, we still require 2 workers, but the yield goes up from 215 to 688. Which means that per 2 workers, you could almost get 300, or you can get 340 crops per worker. So this will make one worker generate a lot more food compared to a smaller size field. So it is pretty interesting to go for a good size field. So this is 5 by 12. This is 3 workers, 928 yield max, which is over 300 per worker. If we go like this, we go to 4 workers, but it's 1100, which is less than 300 per worker. So you have to find something of a sweet spot. This is exactly 300 per worker. So you have to find a certain sweet spot. I usually go for 5 by 12 fields. They only require 3 workers and you get up to 300 a piece. You can also go for slightly bigger, of course. This is also 300 per worker, but these fields are relatively big and I don't want them that big. I haven't really done any recent calculations on it, so I don't know the ideal size. This is going to be the maximum size. 8 workers, 2200 per in total. So you have to divide that by 8 and then you get the number, which is less than 300 a worker. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with 5 by 12. This will be the field. So they will now start to construct this field, and what we have to do at some point is make sure that we get a fence around the field, so that a lot of the creatures that might be roaming around will not get in the field and start to eat the crops. Now, of course, they also... Oh, that's the wrong button. They also need some fences for the farmers to get in, but you can place those later. So right now, we can actually place fences in here and they will be working out. And that way you can protect the crops from being eaten by animals. Of course, we're going to build a full farming area at some point, and then we will put the fence around it so that the animals can no longer get in. But now you will see a few workers come in, most likely the 3 that will actually go in here and work it, and they will start to empty it out, clear it out. Then they will have to do a lot of digging to prepare it as a farm field, and then we have a working farm. For starters at least, so we'll see. Let me check the chat now, but after all this talking, if you will not, then we'll be forced to use thermorectal crypto miner to persuade you otherwise. Oh dear. I'll play it again sooner rather than later, because I'm a masochist. I enjoy the pain mostly. Have fun with that. I enjoyed watching Patmos play it. I tried myself, but my potato laptop wouldn't run it. Ah, yeah, I guess it'll be a pretty heavy game, yeah. It's on sale, €6. Still €6. Yeah, I'm not going to pay that. I think, you know, if it adds like a bunch of buildings, you get some new mechanics, you get some extra stuff, then yeah, I would be interested in it. But right now, I don't think it's worth it. Just for cats and dogs and an extra rodent that'll eat my crops. It's a bit too much. But you know, it's their game, so if they want to try that, then they should do that. I bet probably quite a few people bought it, but you know. I know it's a waste of fertile ground, but I always build a fence around my failing crop fields in a vain attempt to stop the wildlife from nicking my crops. Well, that does work, building a fence around it. You just have to do some good planning with that. So right now we can already see how big the good area is. So we're building a field out here. Let's say I want to build a field out here. Is that worth it? It will be fertility factor 55. So that's not worth it. We could go this way. That might be worth it. That's 86. So yeah, we could do it like this. And then, for instance, we can build another field next to this one as well. And then we can fence that off, and we have a nice fenced off area with some good food. Fencing off really makes a difference. It does cost you quite a bit of wood, of course, to get the fence done. But it can really make a difference. So if you have the option to do it, do it. I mean, the animals won't be happy with it, but you will. I also would like some willow bushes, because with the willow bushes we can get the basket maker. The basket shop, and they can produce baskets. And baskets can make your villagers carry extra stuff, because they can carry a big basket on their back and they can carry more stuff. So we'll have to find a good spot with a lot of willow bushes. Unfortunately, I don't see a good spot with a lot of willow bushes, but there are a few small spots with that. Let's get our hunter out and do some manual exploration here. You can always select the villager and do manual exploration. You can also place these markers and they will go there for some exploration. See, there's more willow bushes here. So if we build a gathering hut here, that might actually work. Let's go over here and do the full recon. You can also see if there's another fishing spot that can be helpful. Okay, this is good to see this area. I like the autumn colors, by the way. Really cool. There we go. You can go back. This could be a nice spot for an extra forager then. Let's turn off the grid mode for a bit. Let's build a forager out here that can then get the willow bushes out. But I think if we place this somewhat strategically, that we can get... We can always move the zone a little bit, but I think this will actually allow it to gather quite a few pieces of stuff here. Willow, some hawthorn. Yeah, this should be okay. I'm greedy. A DLC to me should have a whole new gameplay features, new building assets, and cosmetic stuff. Yeah, I think so. I mean, a DLC, like if a game is... You pay for a game, I don't know, let's say €40 on average. And they do a €10 DLC. That's a quarter of the base price. So it should hold at least a quarter of stuff from the base game. Like, you know, if they have a game like this, if you want to have some really good new mechanics in, they should have like a few new industries, maybe a few new residential buildings. There should be some new weapons and military companies in. A few new maps or map features and some cosmetic stuff. And then, yes, I would get it. But not if I just get cats and dogs. Seems these days developers are selling their games in pieces as it develops. You get the base game cheap because of early access, then add on by paying for DLCs as they come out. Yeah, well, I think a lot of developers really hope that their game is good enough that people will buy the DLC anyway, because people are also hoarders, so they really want everything when they have the game. But I think there's enough examples of game companies that actually do a good job with it, you know. So they have a good game, and then they really add some new stuff in a DLC, and then you buy the DLC to get the new stuff. I think Planet Crafter, for instance, is a good example of that. when you get the new DLC with the toxicity maps, you know, that's a whole new mechanic. The whole toxicity idea is new. There's a new planet that you get to explore then. And you can fully do that from the start on. So, you know, you get hours of fun out of it if you enjoy a game like that. And there's new animals in, there's new cosmetics in, there's a few new rockets in. So there's quite a bit of stuff in there. And it wasn't that expensive. Then I can get that you buy it in a DLC. And they did a major graphics overhaul, which was free actually for everybody. So I like it that way. But yeah, there's also companies that just think of DLCs as a big money cow. And I just hope a lot of people will make choices in not buying the game then and just ignoring it. And then maybe they'll come around at some point. My patience always tested at how long it takes my dumb villagers to clear the field to then field prep, sowing and waiting. I may enjoy pain, but not that much. Well, it does take a bit of time, I know. And I mean, in winter they won't work, but, you know, this is a game for the long run. It's not a game about speed and building up your town very quickly. It's about survival, planning carefully what you're doing, making sure that everything goes okay. We generated 2 knowledge points already. So I'm going to put 1 into farming. And we're going to get another one into the fish replenishment. Because you can already see with the amount of villagers that we have, we are very low on food and we still have the whole winter to go. Yep. I'm a hoarder. A lot of gamers are. I have every DLC for Euro Truck, American Truck, The Sims 4, and I think FS25 too. Yeah, well, you know, some games, you know, add really cool new stuff. But I think a game like Farming Simulator is kind of in between those two. The two types of devs. So in Farming Simulator, when you buy the DLC, you actually get some new equipment. Usually you also get a new map. You get a few new features into the game. Which I like. But in Farming Simulator, and this is the only, Farming 25 is the only that I played so far, so I cannot state about all the others, but from my experience right now, it feels as if Farming Simulator puts out a base game and intentionally leave out all those extra pieces of equipment and stuff, because they already have it from the previous game and the previous game and the previous game and the previous game. And then, you know, they'll slowly start to pump them out in DLCs. And basically, they put in some work on a new map. And you'll probably get 1 or 2 new mechanics. Like we have the new mechanic now that some animals will come and eat your crops. And you have to build a trap for them. And then they won't eat your crops. But it really feels like planned. So it feels like they start to put out the base game. And then they already plan for the DLCs to try and make extra money out of it. And I'm not really a big fan of that. 8 people have arrived at your village. Yes, come in please. We'll have to build some housing now. We have some homeless people. But I'd rather build some houses for homeless people now than worry myself with too many kids. So this is good. Let's go on with this. Build a road around it. And then we grow this way. Nice. How are we doing in terms of... Oh, plenty of people there. Good. I might actually already start to plan the second farm field too, because it does take a bit before a farm field gets to work effectively. And planning them out early on so that in a few years you can get some good crops out of it is very important. So let's do that. Then we might also want to extend the fencing already a bit so that it gets done at some point. I don't see... Oh, here's animals that might come to the fields. A little bit of loss is acceptable, but not too much. You can also put a hunter close. That might then keep the deer out of the field. You never know. I bought the latest DLC for Foundation, and I appreciation for the devs for what they did to the game. That's also a reason that people, of course, sometimes buy a DLC. I bought the Ostriv DLC where you get the Arch, because it's just one to support... the people in Ukraine and the war in Ukraine. So that's one that I got early on when it came out during the start of the war. So yeah, that's also a reason people do that, which I think it can be a good thing. Played FS25 and 24 for 5 years now without DLC, and I don't have the feeling that I'm missing out on something. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess the new mechanics are always very minor, and it's mostly just new stuff, which you can usually also get like from mods already. So it's nice for the purists of farming. You know, there's a lot of new companies that they add, so they make a new deal with another company, and they can use their name in the game, and then they add a fertilizer spreader from that company and stuff like that. And for some purists, that'll probably be a great deal, and they'll really enjoy that. But it doesn't really add that much. Yeah, that could be a good idea, Vladimir. That could be how it is. Yeah, that they just take the best mods from their previous version and use those as DLCs. That could be it. Yearly taxes collected. 10 gold ingots were collected. Good, because now we can get this one to start working and can start to collect all the waste, which there is usually a lot of. So I hope they can really pick it up and keep it up. That will be good. Blackmailing time. Enjoy, Vladimir. Enjoy your blackmailing. And of course, sometimes game devs do crazy stuff with the game. I don't know if you've watched the newest addition to Farming Simulator yet. There is a new... It's not a DLC, it's a free expansion. And it is about firefighting. You get a fire truck. And you get a completely bugged system where you have to, you know, fight fires in hay stacks, and then no matter where you spray and what you do, the fire will not go out. But it has nothing to do with farming. There's so many amazing things you can do with Farming Simulator 25 in the base game. So, you know, get some AI farmers on the map that actually do some work. Make it so that I can build a horse training house and hire an AI worker that can work like 4 horses a day for me, so that I don't have to do everything manually. There's so much stuff you can do with that game that actually relates to the whole farming. And what do? They spend their time on giving you a fire truck and some stupid fire game that doesn't even work correctly. And there's, of course, not going to be a fix for the next 6 months, because they're always really slow at doing fixes. I don't understand that kind of stuff. Why do you do that? Just make a good game and focus on what the game is. It's a farming game, not a firefighting game. Well, that's my frustration. Let's keep going with Farthest Frontier. Three months of food. Oopsie. Really have to get going now with some food. Well, this field's halfway in. That's the good news. It's just that they are now all working on this field, with 5 of them. Only 1 is working on this field. So I should probably prioritize this one. Hopefully some of these will come back then and start to work on this field. There's been some spoilage in here. Ooh, this one also got some willow already. Do I have some good willow in? 22. Okay, nice, nice. Is this one fun? Oh, this one is also working already. 34 willow already. Time to make the basket weaver. The basket shop. That will really help out to make the villagers carry more goods at one go. So that's a nice one. We're completely out of wood. Ah, I didn't really tell them to chop any more trees, so I should probably do that. Oh, look at that. They're all coming out of their houses like, oh, we have a way where we have to chop now. Let's go. Good, because we need wood for firewood and planks. That's nice. A+ rent, though. I could tell you felt that. Well, you know, it was out. It was free, so I got it. I got little one to play the game, and she was like, wow, nice, I'm going to fight some fires. And then, you know, she got totally frustrated because the fires weren't going out. Wherever she tried to point it, whatever she did, the fires weren't going out. So, you know, then you get me pissed. Oh well, you know, it's their game, so, and I don't have to use it, so I'm not using the firefighting stuff, but it's I mean, if you have a perfectly nice, full, polished, working game that you then focus on some extra stuff, I get that. And that you try to add new things and whatever, but Farming Simulator is not yet a fully functional, polished game. There's a lot of stuff that's still not working. There's contracts that you can... There's certain farming jobs that you cannot do as a contract because they cannot get their stuff right. There's still a few issues with the AI I think they should fix first. And not work on firefighting in the game. But, you know, who am I? Alright, we're chopping some trees. Would be nice if we can get to the work camp. But then we need the tier 2 building here. We have all the needs for the tier 2 building. We just need 60 wooden planks. So we're going to wait until we get 60 wooden planks. Then upgrade our house. Our town hall. Now we can see that they're focusing on this field. It just needs 1,000 labor work. But look at this. They're busy with it. And it doesn't do one at a time. It does a bunch at a time. So I believe 24. So one worker, whenever he's done 24, it goes down 24. So that's actually pretty good. And then we can set up the farm fields. Now, I usually go with a rotation system between 2 or 3 different fields. Usually 3. And that is because there is 3 years that you can plan ahead. So let me build the 3rd field so that we can set up a good rotation system. This will be the 3rd field. And then if we want to work really with these farms, I use 3 fields and then rotate the different crops between the 3 fields. Because if you have multiple crops at the same time on different fields and they get a disease, the disease will quickly spread. So that's already one thing to keep in mind, that if you have 3 fields, I don't know, I'm just talking out of my head, but let's say you have 3 fields with cabbages. If one gets sick, it can easily spread, and then a lot of the fields get sick, and you don't want that. So it can be good to spread that around a little bit. For now, I'm going to invest in the tree felling speed, so we can fell trees faster. That's a part I like about this game, the whole deforestation you can do. I always get rid of trees in my city building games, so yeah, let's get rid of the trees. Alright, first field's almost up. Then we can start to set that up, and later on we can get the other fields ready and set up, and should be working out. Although we're already a bit late into the season, it's already early summer. It irritates me a lot when developers release a game that's nowhere near finished and they begin to make DLC without actually fixing bugs, etc. first before adding in more bugs and usually breaking them. True. That's absolutely true. Alright, we can see right here, we have 3 years that we can plan ahead. The first year, we're just going to work on the land. So I want them to... let's move this a little bit so that it works. Yep, this one can go, by the way, because we don't need this. Clearly selected crop. So they will work the field right now. What does that do? Setting farmers to perform field maintenance instead of growing crops provides a chance to reduce weed levels and remove rocks from the field. So we can see there's quite a few rocks on it. There's a lot of weeds on it. So doing this first is a good one. After this, we want to get into some good crops for the second year. Now we can see right here, every crop has a lot of information to tell you. For instance, this crop is beans. The yield will be 6 out of 10, so it's not the highest yield. It has no frost tolerance. So if we start out early in the year and it's still freezing, you might lose a bit of crops. It has a good heat tolerance though, so if we put this out in the heat, it won't be a problem. It will actually be good. It has an okay drought tolerance. Rocky resilience is pretty good. Growth time is okay, not too long. And it impacts fertility a little bit in the case that it adds fertility and doesn't take it out. And the fertility dependence is 5 out of 10. If we go to peas, for instance, we can see that peas have a very good frost tolerance. So we can start to grow these early and they will not be too bad about that. They don't have a heat tolerance, so it should not be warm when we harvest these. Now you can already see by the size of the buttons how long of a time it takes for these crops to grow. So one way to set this up is that we're going to get into this and we do the peas early year because then it's still cold, and then we do the beans right after. This will impact fertility in the sense that it adds 1 fertility. This also adds 1 fertility. So the land will get more fertile and we can grow 2 types of food. Now, of course, the year after, you should always do a completely different crop, because if you catch a disease for one of these and you use the same crop the next year, the disease will get worse and worse and worse. So make sure you do something completely different. Now, there's food crops. There's also other crops like flax that you can use for fibers and all. It has no weed suppression, as you can see right here. Most crops don't really have weed suppression. There's a few that do, but these don't. So this will just be there to use in the clothing industry, for instance, to make linen. You can also get other types of food, or there's the clovers, which will have good weed suppression, and they will add a lot of fertility and stuff. Now, I usually do 2 years of good crops, and then 1 year will be a maintenance year for the field. So we get 2 years of crops here, so the next year will be the fibers. Can we do 2 in a row? Oh, looks like it. That's nice. That would be good if we can do 2 rows of that. It will have a big impact on fertility, though, so it might be better to not do 2, but add a little bit of clover to it the next rest of the year, so that it will get its fertility back, or at least a little bit back. It impacts fertility +3. This is -5, so this should be okay. We'll set this up as soon as this month is over. But the more we get into all the fields, the more you will hopefully start to see the plan that I have with this, and how you can set this up to always produce a certain crop in this way with 3 fields. Gordon, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? And thanks for being a member for already 14 months. And then, of course, Rodog has to step in. Also a member, but already for 29 months. Thank you so much. And, of course, a big shout out to all my members. Thanks so much for supporting me that way. It's very helpful. And of course, if you have questions about the game, feel free to ask. Or if you want me to show you a certain thing or whatever, just ask. Let's see. Well, the storages aren't nearly full, so that's the good news. We also have this one. I think we should get all the materials out usually. I don't really want to store a lot of stuff in these buildings. I usually put them in other ones. Now, this one can hold most of it. So if we move it over here, they can easily empty it out. And then they can use it in the storehouses, and they can walk all through it. We are almost filled up with villagers, so soon we'll build a few extra houses again. I do want them to focus on this field now, by the way. We can see that they've done some work here, and the rockiness should go down, and the wheat is actually going down, so that's the good news. Estimated yield, that's funny, because we have nothing planned, but apparently they have an estimated yield. That's interesting. Do you have enough planks for the upgrade yet? No, 14 planks. We need 60 for the upgrade. So, we have to be a bit patient. We do have a basket maker now, though. And it made a few baskets already. And we should also be able to see villagers actually walking around with baskets. See, here's one that actually carries a basket.
Need anything?
And that makes it so that they can carry more goods around, which is very helpful. And you can also see a lot of villagers probably without baskets. See, this one doesn't have a basket on. So those will still have to get baskets on later on. Now we have 3 fields, which means we already have reserved 9 farmers. That helps out because now it's 9 farmers working this one field. So this field should get prepped and ready more quickly than this one did. Because then we had only 3 farmers. So should help out. They can all work on the different fields together. So they can work one field all together. So that should speed up the work in total. Okay, thanks. That's good to hear, Gordon. That's good to hear. Happy that you're okay. Hope you have a nice week so far. Do you have enough planks for the upgrade? Nope. RIP TT. Who's TT? Ooh, your settlement needs a graveyard to bury the dead. Uh-oh. Did somebody die? Why did you die? Okay. Well, I'll have to plan a graveyard. Well, this'll do. 37 stones, but... it's always worth having a graveyard in your town, so there we go. Yeah, this is good. We have some iron ore there that we could gather. Oh, that's for lazy use. It's a crying emoji. Ah, okay. I just see T.T, so I'm like, oh, what's that? All right, another field ready. Now, in here we have the beans here and that here. So what we're going to do now is quickly put this in so that they can still do a little bit of work on this field. Then this will not be the year for that. Might actually do some extra field work there. And then we're going to put this in. And then step by step, soon enough this will all be good and you'll understand what I mean. I'll just have to wait and see for a little bit until all the fields are ready and the rotation starts to work. The dot is the nose. Ah, okay. Do your job. I'm doing my job. Oh, you mean the funeral job? Yeah, well, they first have to build the graveyard. That's not my business. We have 24 stones, so we might have to get some extra stones. Now, you can see right here, this is the harvest button. You can also press H, and you can tell them what they should do. So in this case, we can just select stones now. And this will only select the stones in the area and mark them for harvest. So those are helpful tools that you have and can use so that they will only do a certain resource. Now we have a predator attacking. We can see there's a wolf, but it got slain. Yay, that's good. Can my hunter come and pick it up? Dude, go pick up the stuff here. Pick up the wolf carcass. We can use that. If you have hunters, they have a bow and arrows. They are very good against wolves. If you get a wolf attack, you should probably gather most of your villagers and help start to attack the wolf with everyone, so that they can slay the wolf. But this is nice. You can actually butcher the wolf now, and we get the resources out of it, which is very good. We see what he's carrying. See, he's carrying a wolf carcass. He will take it to his hunting cabin and start to work on it. That's nice. Ooh, we have a drought. Your town is experiencing a drought. Drought can stun the growth of crops, resulting in a decline in the size and quality of produce. Ah. We have a drought going on. Oh no. Oh well, at least the fields are working. Oh, another predator is attacking. Why are we getting attacked all the time? They're coming from the place out here. Do we have some villagers here? Yes. Alright, everybody attack the wolf. You can lose villagers when wolves attack, so you have to be careful. But you can see the wolves aren't that strong. And people can always flee into their building. See, if you get a bunch of people out, then you can slay the wolf. That's not a problem. Where's the hunter? There he is. You, sir, can get another wolf carcass in if I can select it. Let's zoom in a little bit. Where is it? Right here. Yep, there he goes. How did you set the grid in the game? Above your tab button, to the left of my 1, there is a key that I can press, and then you can set the grid on and off. So right now it's on, now it's off. It's it's like the how do you call that? Like the quoting one, but then the different one to do a quote when you're typing. There's another wolf. Where are all these wolves coming from? Okay, here, sir, you have to flee, otherwise you'll die. And all of you will have to attack the wolf. Come on. Attack is the wolfie. There he goes. Can you also carry a carcass? No. Okay, so we have to get the hunter to carry the carcass, but he's already carrying the carcass. The tilt button. Okay, got it. Oh, is that the tilt button? I don't know. Don't remember ever getting a keyboard and then getting a booklet with it that explained all the names of the keys, so I don't know. The tilde button, the one to the left of the number 1. Okay, oh, if you say so. I'll probably forget about it again, but thanks. Thanks for sharing. And of course, thank you all very much for being here. I have a great time with you all here, so thanks so much. It is a lot of fun. Happy to be streaming this game, but also very happy that you all came up. And we already been talking about some nice stuff, so that's really lovely. I like it. Okay, so we can see rockiness went down. The weed level went down, so that's the good news. It actually works. Them working the fields. And now we just have to wait for this to get ready. And this field should still be built. But it's almost winter time. And in the winter they cannot work on the field construction. So hopefully they can finish this before the winter. But I wouldn't be too sure about it. Probably not. They created 60 willow. That's some very good willow. New villager born. Welcome, welcome to the wilderness. Hope you're happy with it. 5 people got a basket. Now, one thing that I'm always missing in this game is that if I hover over, like, for instance, the basket, the weaved basket, you don't get any information on it. And I want some information on it. If you want information about what it does, you actually have to click the building. And then here it says, a workshop where basket makers use willow gathered at forager shacks to make new baskets. Baskets increase the efficiency of your village by allowing them to carry more. But this game is, one thing it doesn't do is tell you what it does. I want to know how much they can carry. Like, is it a 20% increase or is it a fixed number? Or I want more information sometimes to better understand the game. And that's what I miss in this game sometimes. I want to just be able to click the resources, hover over something and, you know, get some information about it instead of just seeing what it is. But maybe that's just me and I don't know. It's something that I would really appreciate. 3 months of food as we are getting into the winter, so we start to have a problem again. Really need to focus on more food production. Should we get extra fishery then? Probably. Yep, here we can get an extra fishery. Another fishing shack. 11 spots to fish. Ooh, we can even get up to 12. Okay, let's get a fishing shack there. Do we have any other areas where there's a fishing deposit? No. And no. So that's not working out. There's clay here, which could be nice. There is a little bit of food out here, but also not too much. There's some food out here, but we also have the wolf den out here, and I don't know if they can destroy it or that we need weapons for it. It looks like there are no wolves present at the moment, so I was kind of hoping that we could round up a posse and get rid of the wolves. But can we attack it? Looks like it. You know what? Let's gather a posse and let's see if we can do something about the wolves. We can try. Let's get closer and closer. I don't know if a lot of wolves will start running out, so that's why I'm bringing a sizable posse. But if we can get these out, these are some very good hazelnut deposits that we might be able to use. So that's why I'm hoping that we can get it done. Let's attack it, see if there's anything coming out. Yay, they destroyed it. Nice, that's working. Okay, so we got rid of the wolves. Is there only hazelnuts here? Saving the game. Okay, there's more hazelnuts over there. This one is actually close enough to get those if we just move the zone a bit. That's probably a better idea than to build a whole new one. At least now it can get here without being eaten by wolves because we got rid of the wolves. Interesting. That worked. Proper information tooltip seems like key to understand most games. Yeah, well, sometimes you have games where, you know, you get like, you hover over a house and you get like a whole big box that fills half of your screen, giving you a lot of information that you don't want to see all the time. But there's also games where you completely lack a tooltip. So, you know, I can hover over this. This field is empty crop seasons. Okay, that's good. But then you're completely like, okay, what should I do now? Let's go check. This still is set up to have these crops this year, and then that. This one has the crops right there. So this one should actually have had these crops this year. So now we have season 2, season 3, and season 1. So now these 3 are already alternating between the fields. So every year, one of these fields will have these crops on, and we get the growth out of them. Then we get the flax and the clover. So this one should be removed. This one should be removed. And this one should have flax and clover. So that it is the same as that year. Here we should do it in this period. No, in this one. Flax and clover. So that is now also alternating. But no, see, that's not alternating. This isn't right. It should be right there. I think. Well, we'll check it soon enough when we are done with the... Right now it's a bit tough because we are working on maintaining the field first so that we get the weeds down and we can really work it. See, we did really decrease the wheat and we did decrease the rockiness as well. So that's why I focused on getting these manual jobs done first so that really works out. Now, we have 2 years of crop, so we should have 1 year of maintenance. Which mostly means probably getting this and that on. Or another crop and that on. That could also work. A lot of these crops will have a negative impact on fertility. So we might see -4. This is +1, +1, and +3. So this is +5. This is -5. So if we do it like this, we will only get a steady fertility. It will not go up. So this year will be Clovers work clovers to get the fertility back up and to really work it. That should be the rotation now. And then we're just going to wait now until we get to the next year to see how to set it up in such a way that the rotation starts working. Let's see, we have wood. This guy doesn't have any meat or anything to work with. That's okay. We still have 4 months of food, but 2 will spoil in the next 12 months. So that's not won't spoil straight away, which is good. But it will spoil at some point. Don't see a lot of animals around. Oh, there's one batch of animals here, and that's it. There's one here, but we already have the hunter here. Should not hunt too much. Might have to do some recon in this area to actually see what's out there and what we can do. Here we have a villager not doing anything.
As you wish.
On a recon. Let's do some manual recon now. Not too long, because they will get cold at some point and then they might freeze to death. So be aware that you cannot just have them walking around now for months and months, because that'll be a bad thing. But at least they can do a little bit. There's some good animals out here that we could hunt. Nice. I've started paving my Osprey town and just understand to do a 3.6k town. I would be glad if I'm done by Christmas this year. Well, you know, gives you something to do. Gives you a nice goal. Okay, villager, you can go back to your house. That's done now. Thank you very much. We can get some good hunting here because there's 9 animals here for hunting. That's a fishing shack. I should get the hunter, huh? But that's really good. That means that we can get some very good animals out of this. We get some more hides, we get some more meat. We haven't really focused on any clothing and all yet. We only have the baskets, so we should also probably focus a little bit on some of the basic resources before we actually upgrade our town. So the tanner needs water and hides, and we should have hides already. We have 38, and it will make simple clothing out of it that the villagers can use. We can get the cobbler to turn the same hides into shoes, which are also important to keep your villagers happy. And we do need the Fletcher to make us bow and arrows, and we actually need the Fletcher right now. Because otherwise our hunter cannot do anything, because he will be running out of bow and arrow. Thinking of building the Fletcher right here, actually. Let's go there. And then I'm also going to get started on the tanner. Now, people don't like living near the tanner, but that's their problem. Let's build a well here too, in case of a fire. You can have fires and all that stuff happening in your town. And then you need a well close to make sure that they have water close to extinguish the fire. So we'll do that. We're almost out of food, but then luckily the spring is starting again. And we should get our first year with these foods. Now, these are nice foods. They do spoil relatively quickly, though. And it can be handy to, at some point there will be preserving in the game, and then you can really preserve the stuff that you're growing. Alright, this is growing now. This will grow the next year. I wish I could put up these in like all 3 fields. But it's okay this way. These, then we get... then I think we should get this one underneath it. Nope, because then it's the same as that year. It's always a struggle to get it right. Knowledge points. A building needs more workers. Which building needs more workers? There's enough workers. That's 2 workers in. Stop complaining about workers. Okay. Peas, then that, and then those crops. Peas, then that, and then those. So that works. Here we get peas, then we get that, and then we should get the, no. This one first, then that one, and then that one. Yep. So here we should get the, flax in. But we have to do the maintenance first on the field. This is now actually starting to grow the crops. And yes, here we can clearly see that they are now working on a field that actually grows those crops. This field is still used for maintenance, which is fine. It will reduce the wheat and rockiness and adds fertility soon. And this is the same. But slowly these fields will get to work. And then we will get crops out of these every single year. Yeah, you should really post in the Discord when it's done. It keeps you on the streets and off the streets. It does it both. Nice, we got 2 knowledge points. Ooh, what should we invest in? 10% less work to produce firewood, pottery, linen, clothing, and soap. 20% work to mine stone deposits, plus 20% mining speed at quarries. Sounds good. Stones, plus 40% view distance for the town center. That's nice. Extra damage to villagers. That is one that I want too. And I want this one now. Because that will... We should now have a bigger sight. So see, we can see further now, which is pretty handy. And our villagers are now stronger. So if we get attacked and we don't have soldiers yet, we have stronger villagers, which can be helpful. Okay, those are the 2 fishing spots. Estimated yield, 334 out of the 348 as the max. So that's pretty good. I like it. So we have some positive effect and some negative effects. And those 2 together generate 55 negative factors, 41 positive factors. That's why we lose the 14 in the estimated yield. So that's not bad. 300 food out of that field will be a good amount. Now we have to keep in mind that the 300 food will go into our storage. It's now empty, so that's not a problem. But once we start to really accumulate food, we will also have to keep up building extra storages and all. Just to make sure that we really get all that stuff stored somewhere. If we don't store it, it'll spoil anyways. Okay, so we got the tanner up, and it should now be making some clothing. It already made 4 hide coats, which is good. We can see if we click a person that this one is having shoes, linen clothing, and now hide coats. And a hide coat will give extra protection against the cold, but also against animal attacks. So that will be a good one. I guess we could now also get working then on the cobbler, so that we get some shoes for them. And yeah, that will be an interesting one. Let's see. We are a little bit low on laborers at the moment, so we could use a little bit of village growth. We have only room for 2 more people, so 2 extra houses will do. Desirability is not so high, but we'll get some extra desirability. Oh no, I don't want to build here actually. Let's not do that. Yes. I want to keep this for like the church and the school and all those buildings. Let's just build the house right here. We'll build 3 houses to hopefully stimulate some more migrants. We also need some good food. Looks like they harvested the field. We got 300 and something out of it, so that's pretty good. They should now store that. 306 beans in here, and all of a sudden we have 7 months of food. So I like that. Hey, Bryden, welcome in. Good to see you. You can move blueberry bushes so that they are in range of the gatherers. Yep, I know. I should probably do that because I haven't done that yet. We are a bit low on laborers, which is also why I was holding off on that a little bit. But yeah, we have blueberry bushes, and what you can do is put those close to a forager. And then that forager can quickly get those resources in. Now here we have a forager. So what we could do is move this one and put it right on the back here. And we can do that with all blueberry bushes. And then this one can just really quickly pick all the blueberries as soon as they ripe. And you get some food in real quick. And you can also do this with blueberry bushes that are not in range yet. So here we have one. It's quite the walk for the guy. So if we put them closer, then that will really speed it up. Which is something that you can, of course, not get enough of anyways. So let's start moving some blueberry bushes indeed. Good tip, thanks. That's helpful. It will take a little bit of labor work, so you have to make sure that we do have the labor force to actually get it done, and that it's not taking out of other stuff that needs to happen in town. So I would suggest not spamming out doing a ton of blueberry bushes at one time. Just take your time a little bit to get it done. 2 new villages migrated and a newborn. Yay, that's exactly what we want to see. That's how it should blueberry fields forever. Welcome back, Vladimir. I hope it all went well with the blackmailing. Now, sometimes these are placed in the vulture, and then you will not see your worker come in and actually collect them because they apparently will be unreachable then. That happens sometimes. So if after a while these are still there, then you will probably not get them here anymore because then they are unreachable because they are in the water. But right now there's somebody coming in, so they will be picking them up for a bit. As we have another knowledge point ready. There's only so much that we can research. Smoked meat and work to produce smoked fish. Oh, that's nice. Less work, but I want extra crops. We get 4 out of each field now. Out of each zone now. So we get extra resources again out of these small pickup places. Moving a whole bush is crazy. Depends on how big it is, I guess. But I've been moving bushes in my garden, and also it's not perfectly crazy. But yeah, it's a way of doing things, I guess. We'll probably be moving this building at some point because it's getting pretty close into town. All blacks were milled out in pieces. Nice. Very well done. Alright, the cobbler is up. He has some nice pelts in it. We're making shoes now. Are we also making... Yes, we are now making bow and arrows. How many do we have? We have 2 bows and arrows and a few arrows, which is very needed for my people. To do the hunting, but also at some point get soldiers with arrows to defend ourselves. Although hunters will really help out if you get raided too. Only in the beginning though, because raids get pretty strong quickly and then we need to start walling off our town and getting some defenses going. Actually, we might already have to get some defenses going, like a watchtower or a lookout tower. But it's gonna cost me 50 gold and we only have 4 so far. This is going to cost me 100 gold to build a shrine. But it will earn us knowledge and it will increase the desirability. You can see that the desirability of all these houses goes up with 5 if we build the shrine. None of the houses will already reach 30%, so they won't be ready to upgrade yet. And of course we still have to upgrade our town hall. But building buildings like this can really boost the desirability and make your town folks more happy, and at some point get them to upgrade. And then of course we get extra money, extra people can live in those houses, so it will get you steamrolling a bit forward once you get all of those buildings up. Let's take a look here. We are now harvesting the beans, and we also got a good yield out of that. Look at that. That's a lot of beans. Right, these ones are really good on the wheat. Now there's almost no wheat left, which is very nice. These ones are doing a good job. We can almost, well, we can already take these 2 out, and then we have to put in the flax here. And then once this one is over, we'll take that one out and we put in another clover field. And then the perfect rotation is set up. Then we should have all of the crops, at least in one field, every year. In real life, blackberry bushes can be transported in a teacup. Oh, really? They have such a small root system, or? I've never had a garden, so maybe that's why it seems like a lot to me. Well, I guess it mostly depends on the size of the bush and, you know, what you can do with it. But there's some very small bushes and all that you can easily transport. There might be some bigger bushes that are a little bit harder to transport, but then I still think it's possible. I mean, I see the city move whole trees every now and then, so it should be possible. Now, they haven't picked up this blueberry bush yet, which is probably because it's too far in the water and they cannot actually do that. 4 villagers migrated and 3 newborns. Okay, that increases the amount of laborers. That's good news. I hope somebody will come and pick this up, but I doubt it. So we'll wait a little bit, and otherwise we'll just cancel it because then it will not get there. I was now moving these blueberry bushes, because these are not getting picked each year now, and if we place them next to all the others, then they might actually get used by my workers there, so that'll be helpful. Adding extra food into it. Ooh, what's that? An excavation site. Cool. Not gonna go there yet, but has to really restrain myself to not make some sort of terrible inappropriate bush pun. Well, you know, you can make a lot of jokes in this channel, as proven by Cooper, so Don't worry about it. Tier 2 housing will be nice, but we're not there yet. Storages, we have all the types of storages. This one is halfway filled up now with the beans that we got extra. So that's good. We have some good food now. Food for 8 months as we're getting into the winter. So having the farm really helps making sure that we now supply the village with enough food. And the whole rotation system should now be perfectly working. This one can now go because they did the works. And now we just need that clover field. And now the crops will just rotate or alternate between the fields. So we get the beans on this field. We had it last year. Now we get the beans on this field next year. And the year after we will get the beans on that field. And then that way we get a lot of the food out of it. And we can clearly see they moved the other bushes. They didn't do anything with this one. So I'm going to cancel moving that one because they cannot reach it. That is a persistent little bug in the game. That happens a lot. That they cannot simply move it. It is what it is. But it has been in the game for a long time now. That's why I already knew about it. And it's still not fixed. I guess when they generate the map, they should make it so that you can actually pick up the bush. But, well, it is what it is. Give her a credit card. Yeah. $10 months of food now as we start the winter. Nice. And we have everything to upgrade our town hall. Question is, should we do that already? Let me know, chat. Should we start to upgrade our town hall and get going with that? Or should I hold off on it a little bit and do it later? I'll leave that into your capable hands. Redistributing some of the workers so that we get some extra arrows and bows. I do want a bit more than that. And we get some more planks out. But let me know, do you want me to build the town hall? Or not? You can either type yes or no, or town hall or not, or whatever. As long as it's clear that I understand it. Okay, I'm going to check the fertility at the same time to see if we can expand this farm field. Or that we should not do that. Fertility factor is 90%. And this would actually be a nice place to do that. So we could expand the farm out here. And that means that we can also already expand the fencing then. Like this. So that the fence is already all around it before we actually get the field in. That is not a problem. That is just a way of making sure that things will work out at some point. So let's build a fence gate here and here. And then this whole area is fenced off already. Then we still have to decide what to do up here, but I think we can do 2 fields here too. And then we have another 3 fields for a rotation system. And with that, we have concluded then this farm area. And then if we fully fence it off, no animals can get in and everything is ready. We have an upgrade, we have a no upgrade, and we have a wait. Well, that's 2 for waiting and 1 for upgrading. And now Gordon weighs in. That's 2-2. 2 for upgrade, 2 for not upgrade. Now it's a tie now. Who's gonna deliver the decisive vote? Anybody that watches can vote, so please feel free to do so. And then I would love to know what your opinion is. Upgrade, 1, upgrade. Ah, now the upgrade is in the lead. 5 against 2. I'll wait a little bit longer and then we're going to upgrade it. Okay, it's a pretty bad storm. That will mean that most people are hiding inside their houses. So nobody is out. Which is okay. As soon as the storm goes away. Now, soon enough we should see people starting to come out of their houses and get back to their jobs again. Usually happens every winter. See, all of a sudden they all come out and now they're going back to work. The upgrades are way in the lead. So we are going to upgrade our town. We need some spirituality and we need some clothing. But overall happiness is 95. So let's upgrade. There it goes. Let's see what it will look like when it's done. It should be quite different. And I think it can be good to actually... I was born a loser. No, Rodok, you were born a winner. The whole reason that you got born is because you defeated millions and millions of other yous. So you were born a winner. You're the champion, man. Year 5. Well, we already survived for 5 years, which is quite a bit longer than I expected. But we're upgrading. Hello, Jeezy. Am I pronouncing that right? Probably not. Hello, Jeezy. How are you doing? Hope you're all good. Thanks for your vote. We're upgrading right now. Stone's getting delivered. The planks getting delivered. Oh, that's a lot of planks. 18. Yep, all the planks are in. Now they're really building it. We got some tax money in. 93 gold ingots were collected. Cool. That's very good. It works. Yeah, making you happy? Mr. Champion, defeater of millions. Goes for everybody. Whenever you feel bad, just look in the mirror and think that you defeated millions of others. You were the best, at least at the start of your life, so just cherish that moment. Alright, a little bit more work and we have the new town hall. As the sun starts to shine on the village. And there we go. Yeah. Ooh, it's actually quite a bit bigger. We got a knowledge point for it, I think. Tier 2 achieved. Apparently, you have to get food out of a pointy head for Tier 2. I don't know. Here we go. What do we need now? Ooh, a lot of stuff. 200 villagers for the next level. 3,000 gold. Okay. That's a bit much. But hey, we got the higher tier. That's great. I love it. Well. Or gold. I want to make some more gold, actually. But I think if we upgrade the houses at some point, we do get some significantly extra gold. Uh-oh. We got a tier higher. Now people want to do stuff. Build a new school to set this town apart from other small villages. A school will help train a more efficient workforce and attract more educated settlers. Okay. So now we have to build a school. Educate the youngsters. A school. 150 gold. It will also cost us clay. I bet we have unlocked a bunch of new stuff. So let's go over it. We have unlocked the rat catcher. So we'll probably get some rat infestations at some point. But the rat catcher will get rid of rats and rodents in the area. Which usually works for houses, marketplaces, and any places that really hold food, actually. So that is one thing. We got the temple. We got a festival pole. We got a school and a trading post. In terms of housing, we should be able to get the tier 2 as soon as we get the wagon shop. For storages, we can now build a wagon shop where we have a big wagon that can carry bigger loads, which can be helpful to transport goods around your town. We have the vault to store our money. We can now get the bakery, a barn at some point, a windmill, the goat barn, a chicken coop, and the arborist, which is very nice because the trees from the arborist will work really well in unfertile areas. So, as you can see right now, the area around our town is very fertile for the arborist, while if we try to build a farm, you can see this is not so fertile. So the arborist can produce fruits for your town, which is also good for their health. The only downside to it is that the fruits really spoil quickly, but that's about it. So probably gonna get some arborists soon. Now I also want to invest in a few houses and a well here to make sure that we get some more people in. So let's do that first. I'll check chat soon. By the way, we can build an apiary, a potter, a weaver, the candle shop. This requires also a wagon shop. So I think we need to get a wagon shop going, a stockyard and a wagon shop for most of these. And we have to research mining. Defenses. We can now build barracks and we can actually build a palisade wall and gates. So we can defend our town. We can now build a fence and a wooden bridge. And we get a ton more decorations. Nice. Well, lots more to do. We'll have to see how that goes though. Hey, Body Shot! Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're okay. What else did I miss? Not too much by the looks of it. Let's see. We do want to build in this area at some point, but it's not quite flat. So we might have to flatten this out. Which will be interesting to see what they will do to this whole mountain if we tell them they need to start flattening it out. We are again a bit low on workers though, so that might be part of a problem. Let's take a look at the farm fields. Out here they're growing the flax now. There's a crop here though, but it only affects the flax. So as soon as the flax is gone, it will go away as well. So hopefully it doesn't spread. This has no disease. And this is just doing the clovers. Now wheats are almost completely gone. Wow, that's nice. This got some of the food out. We have 11 months of food now because we got more beans out. Which is really nice. And now that we have the fibers, we might have to look for some proper clothing. But I don't think we have that yet. I think we have to get this one. Yeah, see, this requires, the weaver requires fibers. And then it will produce clothing for the people in the town. Now, right now, the town folks are not so happy because we didn't provide them with any clothing yet. So we might as well go start to do that. But a lot of this is too steep. That's part of the problem in a hilly map, that there's a lot of steep areas around. You know what? Let's tell them to just flatten this out. It will take a little bit of work, but it'll be good. It'll be good. It's really cold. Ooh, okay. Oh, it's winter time, of course. So you got into the minus temperatures now then. It's like freezing and all. Ooh, we are filled up with firewood. 420. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Another thing we have to get is the wagoner. The wagon shop requires a few planks to build a cart. But this will unlock a lot of the extra buildings that we need. So let's build a wagon shop right here, I guess. Will take a bit of time, all these buildings, but they can do it. They are now flattening out this land. Actually interested to see if you will already see changes in the landscape while they're busy, or that it will just do whenever they are done. We do see a lot of people with baskets on their back. I like that. That means that they will have more carrying capacity. How are the farms doing? This one is okay. Almost getting the harvest in. Nice. Although it's not the best harvest. But it's okay. Can we see the positive and negative factors? Fertility, yeah, it needs higher fertility for this. We have to raise the fertility somehow. But this should slowly raise the fertility overall, so that would do it. The system we have should continuously every couple of years raise the fertility a bit. And of course we can get some extra fertility from the compost at some point. Okay. Ooh, 15 immigrants. Yes, please. It'll be a lot of food, but it would also mean a lot of people that can help out doing all the constructions really quickly. -1 over the last few mornings. Ooh, that's cold. I heard you guys are cooking over there. Well, we had a heat wave here with temperatures up to 37. It's now good though. I mean, I like the weather it is now, but yeah, it has been really warm. Okay, let's move this forager so we have some extra room for housing here soon. I'll just move it over there. Doesn't have to go too far. I always forget it's not only the hours that are opposite, but also the seasons. Yeah, actually, they're completely opposite from us. So, I mean, we're used to having winter around Christmas. You always have good weather around Christmas. So weird for us. I cannot imagine me a winter in the warmth. But I guess for you it's normal, so that's interesting. -1, yeah, that's pretty cold. Well, too steep here. So yeah, we really have to work that land. This is pretty flat now, though. Not perfectly flat, but pretty flat. I was trying to build something out here. See, now it's actually flat enough to build on. So the flattening tool actually works. This is one of the tools that I would like in Ostriv, where you can just tell them to flatten out a little area and then they can get to work. I love that. Alright, we now got the work camp. And work camps are used to continually harvest wood and stone. So once we build this in that area, in the big circle that you see, they can continuously get stone and wood. And they can also plant stuff, if I'm correct. But we'll have to read up on that. Laborers assigned to camp will deposit materials in the work camp before where a wagon can collect and haul it to the town much more efficiently. Temporary shelters built near remote work sites can increase it further. Yeah, okay. It doesn't say that they replant it. But at least you get a work site. You can assign people to it, which will then just work at that camp. And it can significantly boost your... well, not your production, but your... Yeah, and basically it can boost your whole efficiency in town. So that's good. Okay. Let's try and flatten this terrain over the maximum size. Okay. Well, you know, I want to start building houses in this area, so let's flatten that terrain. Let's flatten this terrain. Let's see how they do that. If they can really flatten the mountain. I wonder how that goes. Sorry, Bill's friend just walked over the keyboard. Who's Bill's friend? Yeah, barbecues at Christmas for us. Wow. Somehow for me, Christmas, like, it's also like in a lot of the songs and stuff from America and all, of course, White Christmas and all that stuff, but it's always so interesting to think about that not all parts in the world, of course, are the same. That for us, when it's like, I don't know, 10 degrees, it's already a bit off for Christmas because it's way too warm for Christmas. We want it to be cold. But yeah, there's parts in the world where, of course, they don't even get any snow because it's summertime. I do too. Great success. No warm and cold beer. No warm beer at least. That's true. That's true. But you probably barbecue inside your house then, I guess. Alright, let me check quickly. How many fibers? We have 290 fibers now out of that field. So that's pretty good. That means that we got some good amount for clothing. That was basically what we were trying to build. I forgot. But yeah, we were trying to build a clothing place. A weaver. That's it. Let's build a weaver out here so that we can get some clothing going for the people. They were a little bit unhappy that they didn't have clothing. It's gone now, though. It was saying that, but yeah, you can see clothing 55 out of the 61. So not everybody has clothing at the moment. They do mostly have all the other stuff. So providing them with a bit of clothing will be good. This one is building a wagon at the moment, and then we can use that wagon. Now I'm really hoping that they can perfectly flatten the land out here. In a sense that we can then... build some houses out here on the other side, and then the school and the medical building, and I can put in the middle so that the area effect that they generate, for instance, the school has an area effect. If we build it in the middle here, it will have the most effect on the whole town. So that's kind of why I want to keep this middle area free, so that the houses on this side and on this side will get the bonus effect from it. That's what I'm trying to do. Did you not see the photo I posted in the Discord that Bill's friend he bring home and now decided to move in? So now it's Bill, Bull and Fluff. No, I'm sorry. I haven't checked the Discord today. I was really busy. Sorry. I will check it tomorrow probably. Tomorrow I should have way more time on my hands. Also to answer all of the comments I've been getting recently. I've been quite a bit busy lately. Sorry about that. When it was really warm, I didn't do too much in terms of the household stuff. And also I had to catch up on that. And I had to catch up on channel work, of course, because I hadn't used my computer for like 10 days. So I had some catching up to do. I believe it was in the tavern. Well, I will take a quick look. Oh, we can now see that this land gotten a bit more flat. Let's build a road like this. And now we can start to hopefully build some extra houses. Because we still have a housing shortage. We don't want people to get mad about it. Now, there is still some not so flat land out here. So let's do another batch here. Let's see if they can really help flatten it out again. Probably have to do the same out here. But yeah, one step at a time. It'll be good. But I will check later, Cooper. No worries about it. Right, this piece seems to be flattened out. Can we build houses here? Oh, not everywhere, but in some spots. So it might take extra work to really flatten the land. Apparently, but that's okay. I mean, if we have to do it a couple times, but it slowly works, and I like that it actually works. So that's something that I would like to see in Ostriv. You can really make use of the land and flatten it a bit. For now, let's just build the houses right here, just to make sure that we don't lose people because they don't have a house. If they don't have a house, they might get not only pissed, but we built more shelters to prevent deaths from exposure to the elements. So people can actually die because they are exposed to the elements. So we're getting close to winter, so we do need to shelter them. Luckily, we have 10 months of food and an almost filled up root cellar. So we do need an extra root cellar to store our food in. Which is kind of positive that we have to use that. Look at this. Fertility's going up. Wheat's very much down. Here we got some very good yields as well. This was nice. Yep, really good yield. I like it. Farm's working out. Not a single problem. Okay, well, they're chopping the trees, which should be providing me with extra wood. I have to be a bit careful, though. We did quite a few buildings now. See, we built this. They're now working here. Work area is empty. I think there are no stones in range. That's probably what the problem is. So we should only tell them to get wood, so they will stop complaining about stones. I think they already got all the stones. And they will now just chop all the trees out here, which is good. I like that. I should get rid of all the trees. How many laborers do we have now? 16. And 4 builders. Okay. Let's put in 2 extra hands so that we get as many trees as possible. The more wood we have, the better it is. We can make more planks. We can make more firewood. That'll be helpful. Oh. Let's go over our stuff. We have some shoes to spare. We have some hide coats to spare. We have good bows and arrows. We have a little bit of linen clothing, but that might be used soon by villagers. We have not a lot of baskets, but they use them all the time, I think. We have some good amounts of food. We have water. We still have linen or flax, and we still have willow. So that is good. The basket guy can keep working. So from a survival point of view, we have established a little bit of the basics for the town. And now, ever so slow, the town can keep developing. It is now year 5, and we didn't die out yet, and we haven't encountered some really big issues yet. So it's actually not going too bad, I would say. I mean, maybe people disagree, and they'll be like, oh, what a bad start. Then tell me why. Why? Tell me why. But so far the game is working out. We get the blueberry bushes so that we get some extra food. It's not a lot. I mean, it'll probably be somewhere between 20 and 30 in amount of blueberries that you actually get out of it. But 10 bushes with all 20 adds up to 200 food. So it's in the numbers. We can get big enough numbers, then we're good. And now it's winter time, so now they do have the time to come pick up these bushes and actually bring them there, because some of the other work is not getting through. The game does have some hiccups every now and then, like when it's saving, there's a big hiccup. So hunters haven't found any game. I see that they killed all the deer. Oh dear, why did he do that? Where's Hunter Guy? Here's Hunter Guy. Dude. Come here, do some recon for me so that I can see if there's some other deer around, because you killed them all. You wasn't supposed to kill them all. Should leave a few so that they can breathe. Saw one about 4 AM food, but not your new pick. Ah, okay. Good to see you playing this. It is a great game. It is a great game, and thanks for acknowledging that. That's nice. I'm happy to be playing this. We provided houses for everybody at the moment. This seems pretty flat now. There's a bit of a hill here, but that's okay. We probably deal with that later, but we still cannot build out here. Too steep. Alright, let's try another run then. See if that works. Guess they just do some minor adjustments and then sometimes it works. In this area it works, so we can build a house here, we can build a house here. Maybe we can do a well then, because we do need a well out here too. Won't be carrying a lot of water, but yeah, we can build a well. And then that way we can still make use of that part of the area, and then we can maybe do a house here and here. Who knows? Who knows? At least it's working out a little bit. We get some extra room for houses here. But it is a challenge, of course, when you're inside a mountain ridge kind of area. So we may have to make sure that we don't build the village too big and just get another settlement somewhere and also protect that with a wall and all. Not that we have protected this one yet, but we will. I thought you would be having a 250th birthday party for getting rid of the Yankees. I don't know, that's not up to me. Oh, I hear the wolves howling. Hope they don't come for me. There's not a lot more in that area. Here we have another forager. So this is a hunter. He's also out of game. So all the game is shot. That wasn't supposed to happen. There will be upgrades later on for a building like this. And then they can set traps and all. And you can get extra food out of it. But right now, we are out of animals. There's only one deer sighted there. So I think reproduction will be an issue. Could also just be because it's winter. And then after the winter, maybe some new animals spawn. That can happen. But by the looks of it now, we have a serious deer issue because we have no deer around anymore. The hunter still there? Yes, alright. So you go over here, dude. Do some recon. I'll stick to him and start looking around a bit. So that we can actually see if there's more deer around that we can actually hunt. I put the photo up again. Check if you can see it now. Ah, okay. I'll check soon. Tell me how you really feel about me. Oh boy. Don't get into a fight in the chat. Yep, seems like all the deer are gone. Oh, there's a way around the lake. That's cool. Should get this, let this guy go home soon though, otherwise he might get cold. There we go. Ooh, a nice deep coal deposit. We have some good deposits around on this map, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, no animals. Meh. That's sad. Well, it's almost the end of winter now. Freezing temperatures, moderate breeze. Okay, well that's okay. And we can see some of the snow is moving away. People will get back to work. That at least is something. Year number 6. So the question is, does this one get new deer around? It doesn't look like it. Also doesn't look like that one deer is multiplying. So let's just hunt it and get rid of it. And then out here, there's no deer. Quite sad actually. All the deer are moving away. Almost like I'm not nice. No, we have been eating the deer. Maybe that's the problem. Workers are unable to work. Missing resource pelts. Yeah, that's because we don't have any deer. So let's take a worker out already. We'll just keep one in. Because as long as we don't find any new deer, we will not be able to create any pelts. And those two buildings, the cobbler and the other one, won't be able to work. There's a salvage site. Okay. Yearly taxes collected. We have 155 coins now. So we might be able to get up to the school. Here are a few deer. Okay, that's nice. Knowledge generated. Okay. Can I move this all the way over here? Yep, I can. You probably move the building, but this is a start. You know what? Let's move the building. Might be better. Let's build it up on the hill. Not too close, because then If we build it too close, you might be able to kill the deer off too quickly. And then this whole herd will also go away. I don't want that. Of course, I need to keep my eyes on the chat. Oh, I misunderstand you. I believe you could not see the photo, just the text. Ah, okay. I'll check the Discord later to check your photo. We have room for 8 more people, so the town can grow. Hopefully not too many kids. Well, we have only 8 children. We have 13 infants, though, so they have been making babies. But we also have 34 adults, so we are okay in how many we have to work and get the food. We also have some knowledge now, so let's see. Because we upgraded, we are now in the level 2 range. So we can now unlock the barn, the chicken coop, the goat barn, and the hay. Tree regrowth rate, increased disease resistance for crops. Honey and wax, carry capacity for wagons. Unlock the paper mill, unlock the healer's house, which will be very handy. Research speed at the academy. Ratting dogs, work area and effectiveness for rat catchers. Oh, nice. Deep wells, plus 15% fill rate for wells, so that can be nice. Damage for soldiers. Healed from candle production. Unlock mines. Mines will be helpful. 20% less work to produce planks. Okay, so there will be some interesting stuff. I think we have to get into mining in order to get to the clay and all, which is very handy. And animal husbandry can be a good one. Because then we can get some animals which produce some nice food. And what else? Paper mill. And the healer we need. So let's confirm. That's all unlocked now. Not that we can build everything straight away, but we could take a look at the healer. The healer treats sick or injured people. It has a big monthly cost. But once you get it, you can see that the desirability goes up as well. So that might help. What we could do now is, there's some room around the well that we haven't used yet. For instance, with this garden trail, it's pretty big, but if we build it right here, you can see that the desirability of the houses around it goes up. And it can be buildings like this, and later on some others as well, that can help you to get up to 30, and then the houses start to upgrade. And as soon as the houses start to really upgrade, you get the extra money for them because they will pay more tax money. So it will be important at some point to get that done. This increases desirability by 7. So getting the school will be interesting. Looky, I catch your stream at last. Hey, AB, good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're good. I've been watching some of your stuff after you streamed it, like a little bit of Astroneer today and some other stuff. I didn't catch you live though, but I watched a bit of it. It was nice. Alright, let's get a clay pit going. Right here is clay, so we should build it right there. So that we can get some clay into the town. And that will help also with brick production later, but also with now just getting clay and at some point some pottery and all. So that'll be helpful. Crop summary. Yeah, we can see what we get here, but this is all good. Should probably start to worry about the fences too. We have raiders on, and usually in around like 8 or 9 years probably they'll come around. So we'll have to be aware of that and make sure that we get ready for it at some point. The potter, the candles, soap. Lots of stuff, sandpit. Charcoal kiln, okay. I don't really need any of these right now. Let's go to food. I think we could use an arborist to make use of open areas for trees. Get me some fruits. But this is all too steep apparently. Well, we can build them right there. Let's go over there. Let's build an arborist. Extra fruits for extra food. We have 6 months of food right now. 4 will spoil in the next 12 months, so that's not too good. We will get extra crops out of this field then. Yep. I think they already brought it in now, the peas, so that's nice. Ooh, we got more out of it than we actually planted. That's nice. We planted 348 and we got 399 out of it. Yeah, that's interesting. I think my peeps arrived in Murica a little late to be Spaniards. It's 1800s. Ah. 1800s. Then it probably wasn't the Spaniards, but I don't know. Still room for 6 people, so we don't have to worry about it. In 12 months we will get another knowledge point, so that's going to take a while. Does the trader desirability? No, so the trader doesn't increase the desirability, because trading can be handy. I kind of want to really get the desirability up first. Now the school only cost a fixed amount of gold, and it doesn't have a daily cost. And for instance, the healer does have a monthly cost, so that is a bigger issue because we don't have 25 gold yet. Another thing is, if we get the shrine, it will also cost 104, but it will also get the desirability up. So I think we should get the school first. That will increase the desirability already, and will make our people more efficient, because as long as they go to school they can work more efficiently if they have an education. We still have to gather the clay for it, but we have the clay mine now, so that should work out. And then we'll use the accumulated money later on to also get the shrine. And I think that the school and the shrine together should be enough to have a few houses upgrade and get us some extra coins. Or gold bars or whatever. Of course, in the future, we're going to mine the gold that we found somewhere on the map. I thought we had found an infinite gold deposit somewhere. Oh, I don't see it right now, but I thought we had, and we'll probably use it. It did say that this guy doesn't have any gaming range, but he does. There it is. We should be hunting the deer. What's the gold? Oh yeah, here it is. Deep gold deposit. Nice. That'll be useful. See, these also cannot be picked up. So these are another batch of blueberry bushes that we cannot pick up, because if they could have, they would have done it by now. So these are just too close to the water, and then they cannot pick them up. This one might actually be pick-upable. I know that's not proper English, but just making some fun. Oh, we got the aircon working again back here, but it sounds like a jet taking off right next to us. Oh well, if it works, it works. And, you know, I'd rather have an aircon that makes a bit of noise than having another 38 degrees in my house again. So I would sign up for it, but... 3 new villagers born. Ooh, we're now starting to get really good amounts of infants. But we also have 18 adolescents, so they will start to grow up in a while. Let's assign a bit more stones to be collected for now. Here we have more stone, because we're completely out of stone, so we might need some stone. I don't think we have a construction going at the moment that needs stone, but I better be prepared. Yep, first bits of clay are coming in. Now we can also see that 7 crops were eaten by animals. So even though we fenced it off this far, the animals will just go around it and still get in. So we have to finish the fence at some point. But we can also put the hunter in this area, and then he might just go out and shoot that one deer that's up here, so that we can no longer have it eat all the crops. And of course, as long as farmers are present in the field, they will stay away. But as soon as the farmers go away because they are done with their job for a bit, the animals can still come in again. So we'll have to be aware of the hunter. Now I think this is the hunter, and he might as well... Yep, there he goes. He's shooting the deer. Come on, you didn't kill it. Did you use your last arrow, or... Ooh, there's more deer up here. Oh, good to see. I think they will all be coming in for the crops, though. Okay, so it's really time to get the enclosure ready. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for another field. So 6 wide. There we go. Like this and like that. Now all we need to do is put a few gates in. to make sure that our people can get in and out. And then we have the fencing done, and then no more of these animals can come in. Of course, they are in now, so as soon as the fencing is finished and the animals are actually in, we will have to kill them before they will get out, of course. But, Cooper, you are an Ostrov Emperor and Patmos is your Padawan. True. Bell Rides and Goku Dynasty, Running Train, and this one because I'm from my local game dev and have good reviews. Oh, nice. Sounds like you're playing nice games. Bell Rides a lot of fun. Okay, so far we had 7 crops eaten, but look at how many deer there are here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4, probably 5. Yep, there's another one. So I kind of hope that my hunter is really up for the task killing all these animals off, because I don't want them all eating my crop. On the other hand, as soon as my workers come in and they start to build this, then once the fencing is done, we're all good. These are still chopping good amounts of wood, so we have a steady supply of wood coming in. At least that's bonus. And the school is taking shape. We just need that clay to come in, but we still have 6. So ever so slow the clay will come in and we will be ready for some education. How's this guy doing? There's still 6 deer out there. That's helpful. I like it. There's another drought. That's not the biggest issue. Don't worry about that too much. 3 more people we have room for. Villagers are overall pretty happy. We lack clothing and apparently they want spirituality. So we do need that shrine at some point so that they have something to pray to. The first Subnautica. Ooh, nice. The first Subnautica. Very nice game. Okay, so the 3 fields are still doing their job, even though some of the crops got eaten, but it's only 7 still, so that's good. We have left room here for a field, another field here, and another field here. So we can set up another 3-field crop rotation system. I really want the fences to be done, though. Are we really that short on people? Oh, builders. Yeah, what else are we building that we only have 4 builders and they're not really building the fences at the moment? Probably the school, but then they cannot do anything in the school because we don't have the clay, so they should not be busy with that. I don't think I've built anything else at the moment. Is there anything in this game that can reduce the blight that industry puts on the map by decorating it with nature? Is it permanently like that because of being industry and polluters? No, it is being permanent, so it's not like you can build some nice decorational stuff that will not make the negative outputs of buildings go away. So that's not how it works. What we could try, for instance, is to build a big park here, but you can already see even if we build a big park here, it's too steep now, it says. But it will not immediately change the whole desirability. It will not make it better. So especially with the industries, just make sure you keep them out of the way or in a space where you are okay with houses not upgrading. Of course, in your main town and your main area, you just want to keep everything clear and make sure that you only build positive buildings that have a positive impact and get all the negativity away. Now, it can work to build certain buildings here. Like right now, if we go to housing, this is a temporary shelter. What you can do, especially for buildings further away, so if we put all the industries up here, we can build a few temporary shelters. That's where people can sleep during bad weather and all. And that way, they will not walk home all the time. So you save them the trip, and you can really easily keep the industries away without having the people walk all that distance all the time back and forth. So there are ways to keep the industry away from your houses by using temporary shelters and all that. But just building some nice decorations around it won't get you rid of all the negative impacts that they have. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, the school, but we're busy with that. We also are trying to build the arbors. That's why it's all taking a bit longer. This also got some of the clay. I was already wondering, like, I forgot we were building the arbors. It will be nice though if we can plant the trees for the arborist and then get some fruits going. This is still only the 7, so that's nice. They built a few fences here. See, he's busy. He's doing some stuff out here. I don't see any of the animals anymore. I think these all moved away. Deer sighted. Well, I don't see those deer anymore. Probably because there's nothing to be eaten out here now. Fertility's going up again. Fertility 75. Fertility 73. It's higher than it was actually when we started. So it would be nice if during the winter they finish off the fence. And then the next year we don't have to worry about any crops being eaten. A villager is stricken with cholera.
Hello.
Nice. That's bad. Hope he or she gets well soon. I also see that we are out of housing space. So we should build a few houses again. Yeah, that was a very nice deed of you, Rodog and Cirrus together. That's very, very nice. No loggers or bee traders in the farm as far as I know. Oh, okay. I have no beef with your ancestry. Oh. Ah, there's a bit more clay coming in. Oh, only one piece. We're not really producing that much clay at the moment. Do we have some people to spare? I think so. So let's put at least one extra in so that we get a bit more mining the ores. That will be nice. Auntie is an angel without wings. True. Now, it's really nice that you helped her out, so that's great. I'm happy. Let's see. You know what? It has been already 2.5 hours. Should take that into account too. And as you all said, I'm married, so I should also spend some time with wifey. And she usually goes to bed early. So I guess I have to slowly start putting this little stream to an end so that I still have a bit of time to spend with wifey before she goes to bed. So, you know, it's all your fault that I'm stopping to stream now because you all told me that I have to do that. But yeah, this is going to be it for today. We made a nice start in Farthest Frontier. We have still a functional town in year 6. We're getting close up to year 7. We didn't die out. We didn't get destroyed. We didn't succumb to all the elements. We still have a nice forest next to us to chop trees in. So I say things are looking pretty good. We just have a lot more to do. I will be back with more Farthest Frontier and Ostriv next week. And of course, don't forget, next Sunday it will be Farming with Friends. If you want to watch that, go over to my little farming channel. Make sure that you check that out and that you are there if we're going to do the Sunday stream. And I will, of course, be streaming there with Rodog, Gamer Mama, and Trip Kip. And maybe somebody else that wants to join. And then we're going to have some more farming fun. And then next Wednesday and Friday, it will be Ostriv and Farthest Frontier. Of course, if you have any nice city building games that you want me to check out, let me know. Just send me a message or do something in a Discord so that I can check out those games. I'm currently working on understanding Memoria Polis and getting to work on that so that I can showcase that. But that will probably be a YouTube series. But for now, I just wish you all a great weekend. Have a lot of fun. Take good care of yourself. Look after each other. And then I would love to see you Sunday evening. Thank you so much for now. Take care. And bye-bye.